There's a quote by Lao Tzu. He said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." I know for myself, some days when I look at what I need to do, I want to rush through each thing, get them done, because I feel like I'm going to run out of time. But that creates a level of stress for me, and I'm rushing, I'm not even stopping to think about what I'm doing right now because I'm thinking about all the other things I need to do. And on a good day, when I can remember this, I slow things down, and one by one, I do each task, or I go where I need to be, I do my best, and generally speaking, we still get most things done, if it's a reasonable list. So during this practice, we're going to slow things down and practice like we have all the time in the world. So come to a standing position. Feet just slightly wider than your hips. If you like to have blocks handy, you can keep them handy for a few poses, but they're optional. Turn your palms out. Inhaling, lift your arms up over your head. Let your hips roll to the right, hands to the left. Back to center. Let your hips roll to the left, hands to the right. Come on back to center. Turn your palms out and lower your arms. Come to the front of your mat, keeping your feet hip distance apart. Step your right foot back, a fairly big step back. Place your hands on your hips and bend that left knee. Bring your right hip forward so you're facing the front of your mat. Nice strong core. Option to stay here. Or inhale, lift your arms up over your head. That right heel can stay down with the toes out, or if you prefer, you can lift that heel. Think of letting the hips sink a little lower. As you exhale, lower both hands to the inside of the left foot, or you can place your hands on blocks here. Step your right foot back a little further. And think of just softly, slowly letting the hips lower. Just gently lowering them as much as they can. And now lower that right knee to the mat. If you need extra padding, you can double up the side of your mat, or you can place a blanket or towel under that knee. And just softly send the hips forward. If you're using blocks under your hands, you can take them with you. Walk your hands back. Draw that left hip back. Work towards straightening the left leg if possible. Flexing those toes towards you. Then bend the left knee, lower that foot to the mat, and walk the hands forward. Tuck the right toes. Lift that knee up and step the right foot forward beside the left. As you exhale, fold. As you inhale, reach your arms out to the side. Slowly make your way back up. Exhale, palms together. And lower your hands. Again, have your feet hip distance apart. Step your left foot back behind you, big step back. Place your hands on your hips and bend that right knee. Draw the left hip forward, maybe bending the right knee a little deeper. Left heel can stay down with the toes pointed out, or left heel lifted. See what feels best on your body. And then just gently let the hips lower towards the mat. Option to stay here, or reach your arms up over your head. Think of letting the hips sink a little lower. On your next exhale, slowly lower your hands to the mat on either side of your right foot or on blocks. And step that left foot back a little further. Now think of letting your hips melt in the direction of the mat. And now slowly lower the left knee to the mat and offer the hips forward towards the front of the mat. And now, if you're using blocks, you can take them with you. Walk your hands back. Work towards straightening that right leg. Draw that right hip back and flex those toes towards you, the right toes. And breathe here. Bend the right knee, lower that foot to the mat, and walk the hands forward. Tuck the left toes, lift the knee up off the mat, and step the left foot forward, maybe a foot or so, enough to pivot on the toes and bring the heel in and lower the heel to the mat. Come up to standing and straighten the right leg. Place your hands on your hips. So keep your right foot parallel to the front of the mat. Left toes are pointing out at a 45-degree angle. Keep your legs straight. Bring your left hip forward. A nice straight spine. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Think shoulders back. As you exhale, just pivot at the hips, at the hip flexors, and fold. If your back starts to round, just come up again till it's straight. And if that right knee bends, come back up till it's straight. Think left hip forward. Just slowly inviting your body to soften and fold a little deeper with every breath. If you're using blocks, you can place your hands on blocks on either side of your right foot, or maybe your hands reach the mat. Otherwise, keep your hands on your hips. Slowly make your way back up to standing. Bend the right knee and step the left foot forward. Now step your right foot back. Lower the heel to the mat so the right toes are pointed out at a 45-degree angle. Straighten the left leg and then bring the right hip forward facing the front of the mat. Straight legs, nice straight spine, strong core. Hands on hips. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, think of sending your hips back to fold forward. Draw the left hip back. And breathe. Nice straight spine, straight legs. Option to stay here or place your hands on blocks or maybe the mat if they reach them. Otherwise, keep your hands on your hips. In Parshvattanasana, pyramid pose. Take one more breath. Slowly make your way back up. Bend that left knee and step the right foot forward. Take a nice long deep inhale, reaching your arms up over your head. Bend your knees slightly. Exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, arms up. Exhale, palms together. And lower your hands. So we'll end with a balancing pose. Excuse me, dancing Shiva. So keep your right foot firmly rooted on the mat. Keep your right knee slightly bent. Bring your arms up in an L-shaped position and make a circle with each thumb and first finger. Start with the toes of your left foot on the mat and focus your gaze in front on an object that's not moving, keeping that standing knee soft. Lift the left knee up and flex that foot. Now bring the left heel past the standing leg without touching. So from the side, it looks like this. The legs out in front. Now bend the standing leg. Option to stay here or turn your gaze to the left and breathe. Turn your gaze back to center. Lower your arms and lower that foot. So now keeping your left foot firmly on the mat, left knee slightly soft. Arms in an L-shaped position, elbows back. Make a circle with each thumb and first finger. Come onto the toes of the right foot. Focus your gaze in front. When you're ready, lift the right knee up and flex that foot. Bring the right heel past the standing leg without touching. Now bend the standing leg. Breathe. Option to turn your gaze to the right and find another focal point. Oops, and if you come out of the pose, just try again. One more breath. Turn your gaze back to center. Lower your arms and lower the foot. Inhale, reach your arms slowly up over your head. Slowly exhale to fold forward. Just pause here. As you inhale, come halfway up. Nice flat back in Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise back up to standing, arms up over your head. Exhale, bring your palms together at your heart center and lower your hands. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.